All right. Man, I love that intro. Okay, so here, real quick, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over this real fast. The link that I sent you guys to the group, if you haven't downloaded already, you go to that link. It's going to take you to the Facebook group. Scroll down a little bit. You're going to click on the PDF file. The PDF file is going to pop up. You're going to click on that first link, and it's going to take you to the Dropbox. On the Dropbox, do not click the PipShark system. Don't click that. You're going to click download instead to the far right. At least that's what it is on my computer. I don't know what yours will look like. You're going to download that onto your desktop. So once it finishes downloading, press copy that to your desktop, and then from there you're going to open it up if you have a program to unzip that file. So once you open that up, you're going to go into your MT4 and open the data folder. As you can see, that's just what I did. And from the data folder, you're going to click on the PipShark, the one that you downloaded. You're going to go to the first one, and then you're going to copy everything over to its correlating file. So the scripts is going to go to the scripts. What's inside the expert advisor, the EA, is going to go to the expert advisor. What's in templates is going to go to templates. What's in the indicators is going to go to the indicators. And that's just what I showed you guys real quick. Also, once you do that, go over to the navigator, right click, and then refresh the system. And once you do that, you're ready to go. So then your chart should look something like this, or just completely different, but you want a basic chart. So you want to go back through, edit your chart, make it look as basic as possible. You want to delete, I hate the grid lines, so I'm going to get rid of that. Don't need the volume, get rid of that. And I want to get rid of the indicators that are there too. I don't need any of that. I need it very, very basic for now. And once you have a basic chart, you're going to save that as basic EA, because this is the chart that your EA, the PipShark assistant, is going to be running off of. And you only need to put this on one chart, not on every single chart, and I'll explain that a little bit further. However, if you do want to have different targets set for different pairs that you trade, you can do that. You just have to have its own chart running a very basic format with the PipShark assistant, and then you can do those settings on that specific chart. Or what I do is I just put the same, it's the same all the way across. Doesn't matter what pair I decide to sell or buy, it's going to apply the same rules. It doesn't matter if it's a 5 decimal currency, a 4 decimal currency, 3 decimal currency, 2 decimal currency. It doesn't matter. Okay, so you're going to go into your options and tools, and you want to change your trades to default 0, just like that. Yep, and then activate your one click, just because it's awesome and fast. You don't have to. And then you want this part to look exactly like that. Make sure the allow DLL imports, that is your priority. You want that to be there like that. So everything that I'm doing, you just kind of want it to look the same. And then here, do not put that code on your MT4, because that is my code. That pertains to my phone, my app. Go into your phone, go to your app, go to your messages, and you'll see that number come up. You put that number right there, and then it's going to send you messages to your phone every time there's a trade placed, when your stop loss is moved by your PipShark, when your stop loss is hit, when your take profit is hit. You'll get a notification, which is pretty sweet. All right, and then moving into the second part of the video. Once you get the settings figured out, you're going to open up 3 of the same charts. So for instance, on this one, I'm going to open up 3 USD CHFs, just because this account is on my sister's computer. We're setting her up. I'm using her computer to get everything kind of straightened out, just because I already have it on mine. So I'm not going to mess with her USD CHF. That's her favorite pair. She's a weirdo. Yeah, I don't know why she likes CHF, but whatever. So you're going to have 3 different charts, and one of the charts is going to be running the PipShark Assistant. The other 2, one's going to be running PipShark MF, and the other one is just a PipShark. But on the first one, you're going to drag and drop the PipShark Assistant over to that chart. You're going to get this window. Make sure you activate live trading. Make sure all the settings look exactly the same. Now I'm going to explain this to you guys. This is the settings. On the take profit. Take profit is literally just that, is take profit. So she has it set to 500 points, which equals 50 pips. Remember, you're just taking away 0, and then you get the pip value. The stop loss is just that. 150 points, which is 15 pips. And then I have everything set to hidden because I don't want my stop loss being placed out there, because you know I'm insecure like that. So this way it doesn't show that there's a stop loss place, it doesn't show that there is a take profit place. It just magically appears when that price is hit. Target Pip Lock. The target Pip Lock, that means when that trade hits 25 points in profit, it's gonna lock 20 points. So 25 points is 2.5 pips, and once 2.5 pips in profit, it's gonna throw a stop loss at 2 pips. So that's what that is. You can set this to 5 pips, which would equal 50 points, and then lock in 4 pips or 3 pips. That's how I have it set to activate at 4. So I have a 40 on target Pip Lock, and then profit to lock is set to 30 on my system. So just remember that equals, you know, 15 pips, 150 points. You just take away the 0. So moving on with, I hope you guys understand how that works. And then with the trailing method, you can put, there's a couple different options. It'll trail the opening of the price or the closing of the price, but I just keep it on the distance of when it reaches that pip. So once it goes into profit, so for her, once she goes into 2.5 pips of profit, it'll throw a stop loss at 20 pips. I hope you guys don't have any questions on that, because I can't really, I mean, I wish I'd be doing this live, but you know, it is what it is. And if you have any questions, just feel free to drop me a message, and I'll try to explain, I will explain what's going on. So yeah, just don't touch the trailing method. I have 2 different other options up there. If you know what you're doing, go for it. If you're not, just keep it at that basic one. And then trailing stop, it just means that after the stop loss has been placed at 2 pips, the next stop loss is going to be placed at that trailing stop, at that amount of points. Those are not pips, those are points. Remember that. In order to be a pip, you just subtract the 0, or in this point, put a decimal in front of that number. And then every 2 points, she has her set that it's going to trail it every 2 points. So every 2 points, once it hits that second stop, it's going to move up that stop every 2 points. So she has a really, really strict setup going on. And then this is what I was talking about, the chart symbol selection. That just means that you only have to place that once on one chart, and it's going to be available. It's going to manage all of your trades. Doesn't matter what pair you buy or sell, it's going to manage it, just because it's set all the way across. If you select the other option where it says current chart only, that means you can make specific changes to only that chart, and that the PipShark will only manage that chart. So you can have one running for all your pairs, and then open up another sheet with the PipShark, and then change the settings on that to just, to your custom specifications for that specific pair. And you want to make sure that that is true, just so that way it messages you that there was a stop loss placed, the stop loss moved up, and then take profit was hit or stop loss was hit, and it'll tell you how much profitable you went into. It sends it to your phone. It's pretty sweet. So once we're done doing that, you want to go ahead and open up 2 charts. Remember, for wherever the PipShark's going to be, you want to have 3 pairs, because wherever the PipShark is going to be running, you want to have 3 charts of that same pair opened, because one of the charts is going to be the PipShark running. The other 2 charts, one's going to be the MF template, and the other one's going to be the PipShark template, which is the PipShark MF template and the PipShark system. So PipShark system MF, there's one, and it'll look like that. And then the next one, the same pair, different chart, is going to run the system. So one's going to run the channels, the other one's going to run the MF, which is the PipShark money flow. It's my own version of it, because I think the money flow originally only has 3 indicators, and I think I'm running 5 indicators total, with a little bit adjustment to the settings. And then I'll explain. So we're gonna fast forward. I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I'll show you guys what's next after that. Okay, so once you have 2 charts of the same pair opened up on whatever pairs you're trading, you want to use the 15-minute chart on the black chart, which is the MF, and that's the money flow. Essentially, it is the money flow, but just added indicators. And then if you switch it to the 1-minute chart, it's going to turn into the second part of the PipShark system. So when you switch to the 1-minute flow, this is how you do the entries. This will get you as close as possible to the tip of those entries when you are placing your trade. And what you want to do is you want to use the 15-minute to find that red or green star for your entry. So once that green or red star come in, you're going to switch to the black chart on the 1-minute to find the best entry. And what does that mean? That means that all your exhaustion points are going to be maxed out. So they're either going to be all at the bottom pointing up, or all at the top pointing to the bottom. And right here, the star came, there's smaller entry points to go in for a buy and go in for a sell, but I don't recommend them, especially if you have a large spread, because sometimes that spread won't allow you to capitalize on those small movements. So just depending who your broker is, your spread might be 5 pips, 3 pips, and the movement might only be 2 pips collectively. So you don't want to do that. And also, I think here I'm just looking for a good setup. And remember, you just have to switch it to the 1-minute chart, and it's going to show you the Hikinashi candles on the 1-minute. So here it's asking you for a buy, and then that was a message that you get when there's a setup. So when that star popped up, it'll throw you up a message, and it'll send it to your phone saying, hey, it's ready for a buy, or approaching the buy. And then here you want to make sure that all these, because it's a buy, so you want them to be all exhausted at the bottom. And I found that by trading on the 1 minute, you wait for the 15-minute to tell you that the trade's going to come in, like here, and then you go back and to the from the 15-minute to the 1 minute to actually find that exhaustion. And once you get that exhaustion and it starts pointing up, you can get like super close to the turnaround, like ridiculously close to that turnaround, maybe like, you know, 5 pips away or something, less than 5 pips. But sometimes I've been catching it like 1 pip away from the turnaround, which is really cool. And you just press in for the buy, especially here. So on this specific chart, I also have the moving averages, and just as a added confirmation, I found that by adding these moving averages, it really confirms your movement of the direction of the market, especially if you come in late. So sometimes you're not able to get in right when it turns around. By the time you look at your chart, it's been 20, 30, maybe an hour. By that time, if you use the moving averages along with your star, if the price comes up and touches the pink moving average, that's a really good indicator that it's going to go up in its moving direction, and then you want to go in and move into your 1 minute chart to find that exhaustion point. That way, once all the indicators start pointing up towards that buy, you place it and you go in. So here what I'm just doing is going back to the points where it turned around. That's last week I was placing buys against the trend. It was a downtrending little section, and I was trading against the trend. And sometimes I would get in a little late, and it would change directions. So I took on a lot more losses than what I would usually take. And so this week I'll be trading with the trend, and probably from now on be trading with the trend, just because it's more of a guaranteed. I'm going through all this trouble to add all these indicators, add all these things that are gonna move my risk to almost zero. And then if you start trading against the trend, you just undid everything you did, all the work that you put in. You're just now trading against the trend, which is more of a gamble, and you made your risk increase for absolutely no reason, just because you're trying to get more pips. But it's just better to trade with the trend. So if the trend's going up, make sure you place your buy. If your trend's going down, make sure you place a sell, and you just wait for that setup. If the setup isn't there, just skip over the chart. You have tons of other pairs that you can go to look at, and if there's nothing to sell, nothing buy, then sit the market out. Holding your cash and not losing any is better than trading against the trend and taking a loss for no reason. So I hope you guys enjoy the system. Like I said before, send me a message. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys, and then make sure you drop a like on the video. Ram pa pa pam, ram pa pa pam pam.